of State Farm Stadium. The Cardinals listening for the sound of their signature big red siren, which signals an air raid and brings them out to a sea of red here in Glendale. Today, it's an exciting battle of NFC teams between the Washington Commanders and the Arizona Cardinals. On one sideline, look at the head coach of the Commanders. His guys have certainly turned things around after their season opener, winning 4 straight. Along the opposite sideline, the head coach of the Cardinals. His guys no doubt happy to be back home after they took the loss on the road last week.
Ready, right?
Allen on 3rd down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Now the Cardinals sending out the field goal unit. It's a 38-yarder from the left hash. In his 11th year, still knocking him through. And we're all tied.
Ready, go!
Throw here, 3rd down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Commanders will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Big holds. Defense put us in a really good position to win this game.
Ready! Ready! Ready!
3rd and long for him here. Holiday left side. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down.
Guitarist, singer, bassist, drummer, and you never see the drummer's face. He always has a mask on. I think she's the one who draws it. And for some reason, I have Joji Good Kid playlists are called Good Kid Tough Realizations. So my algorithm thinks that every time I listen to Joji that I want to listen to Good Kid. Which is funny. I kind of do. That's huge. Come on, guys. Yes! It's a lot of time, though. We still have a field goal lead, though. And they had to go for it. They fucked it up.
Nice.
We can QB kneel it out.
Cardinals pick up the win in this one. Well, Brock, I think it's safe to say that the top-ranked defense in the NFL probably going to take a couple of hits to its status after this one. We have not seen an opponent score against them like this very often, if at all, this season.
Yeah, I think what it shows you too, Kate, is even for an elite defense, there's still holes and weaknesses to be found and taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Took a whole bunch of effort, some great masterful game planning, but this offense found ways to score against a pretty...
The show? Or the movie?
I think they were talking about the show reboot. Yeah. The
They
show
didn't
reboot.
talk about the movie?
Well, they were going over certain mental conditions, and they were using movies to like show examples. So that was and TV shows, and that was
An example of what?
Film rooms are the forum where
You want to toss the ball around? Well, we got the staff to do it. Let's do it. The lyrics of the song. We can see it from the meadow, a house before the mountainside, such a welcome in the mellows, with open arms and seeing eye. With open arms and seeing you and I, nothing comes easy, nothing comes easy. You and I will end up here together. God, we're objectively even better than we were the last two seasons, like statistically. And I'm trying to just build on Buchanan too. We're giving Buchanan like every opportunity to become a great player. Drafted first round. I finally have a first round draft pick after God knows how long.
Or no. It wasn't cinema therapy that was talking about 12 Monkeys. It was the one chick that you and I both
No,
I've
the
watched.
redhead girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
She was talking about
Female characters, I would imagine. She always
yeah,
talks
but
about.
like well done, like actually
Oh yeah. Oh.
strong female characters, and like she was like breaking
Well, that's
it down.
certainly not the movie.
No, but
The movie does not cover anything like that. The movie is kind of a fever dream. It's a weird movie.
like she was talking about how strong female women characters are written in like the same way now, and it's such a
Yeah, like they're not human. They're like, I think that's the problem. Because, like, everybody talks about it all the time. Like,
well,
you know, it's
she-
like,
yeah,
it's not that we don't like strong female characters. People like strong characters. But making somebody just great at everything is not a strong character. That's a boring character. They're weak. I wouldn't love Paul Atreides as a character if he was just great at everything. The ending of Dune wouldn't feel so epic if you didn't feel like there was a chance Paul could lose.
yeah. Well, and she was talking about how it's such a disservice to real life strong women.
True.
Because the way that strong women characters are written now and portrayed now.
No.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Los Angeles Rams. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
On the other side for the Rams, it's Sean McVay. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one.
Take The Ballerina is a great example. Now, that movie didn't do super well as compared to John Wick, but it did make money. And those Steven Seagal movies, they didn't do great as compared to, like, a movie we probably should watch tonight. I don't think I've ever seen it. Air Force One, for example. Air Force One, great movie. It's an action movie, very similar concept to the Steven Seagal film. But Air Force One's going to do way, way better for one reason. And that's because they have an actual character as your main character. It's Harrison Ford. He's playing the President of the United States, who's a former Marine. And their terrorists have taken over Air Force One. And he has to take back his plane. But it's like, you never feel like, well, he's just going to fucking kick everybody's ass. He has to think his way through this. This is tough. This is like he is against all odds here, and he needs to find out, like, outsmart them, not just beat them up. That's the same concept. I think when Hollywood's approaching making strong female characters these days, they don't make Ripley's anymore. Think about Ripley from Alien.
Well, and that was
like,
what she was talking about.
They don't do that.
She was trying to make the comparison between recent written female characters versus female characters written from a while ago or even just a few years ago sometimes. And she was talking about how strong female characters aren't written as legitimate strong female characters. They are written as literal strong female characters, where they're like they completely boycott the emotional intelligence portion.
See, I don't
of it
even
all.
think that's necessarily. I don't think.
Like,
I think it's even.
lot.
I think it's even simpler than that. I think she's going too complicated with it. She's complicating it more than it needs to be. Is she right? Probably about the minutia of, like, this character doesn't feel like a woman, or how a woman would handle this situation as compared to a man. Sure, that's probably true as well. But I don't even think it's that complicated. I really don't. I think it's as simple as we just want to see a character. We don't even care about the gender. I don't think there's anything wrong with a masculine woman who kicks fucking ass and beats the shit out of her. I don't think audiences don't want to see that. I think audiences don't want to see that be a plank of wood that has no personality, no character development, that just punches their way through every situation. We don't want to see men punch their way through situations. You might still be able to make an entertaining movie. That makes some money when you do that. But you're going to make so much more money when you write a character. Hermione Granger is amazing at everything in Harry Potter. She gets the guy she wants. She gets the job she wants. She gets everything. She's the brightest wizard of her day. She's the fucking character. There's nothing she doesn't figure out. There's nothing she's not good at. But nobody calls Hermione Granger a Mary Sue. Why?
Because they actually show Hermione doing the work to be as good as she is. Like, they show her, like, throughout the movies, they constantly making references that she's always studying or learning in the library or doing something else that is helping her learn what she's trying to do. And
it feels earned.
It does. And a lot of the things that she was talking about in this video was how that's like, these characters aren't showing that they've earned what they're able to
Yep,
do.
they just give it to him.
And they also
Yeah.
she was also making the point of a lot of
And I don't want to see that in men either. I don't even feel it's a gender thing. I don't want to see that, period.
well,
I don't want to see
yeah.
you introduce a male character who's just great at everything from the moment he does it. I don't want to see that. Now, take like my favorite book of all time. Take Dune, God Emperor of Dune. Leto is a god.
Yeah.
He is a god in that movie. He can see the future, the past, and the present at once. He is, technically speaking, completely overpowered.
Yes.
So how do you make that entertaining? You show me that he is in tremendous physical pain at all times. And that at this point, 4,000 years in, he's also kind of loopy. So he's kind of weird. And he's
That was
chosen
the other night.
not to see everything. He has made a choice not to see certain things. He doesn't want to know how he's going to die. So he cannot see it because he has chosen not to see it. He is a god. So why can't God say, I want to be able to die? I actually would like to die.
Yeah.
So I've now created it. I've made it possible that I can die. And I don't want to know how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. I'm going to block that out of my perception of all things at all times. So I have no idea. When it happens, it'll be a surprise to me. That's how you can still make a character that's just literally a god, can do anything, and still make it interesting.
Yeah.
But you have to make them a character. You have to show us things that explain, like, okay, so I can relate to this character. I can put myself in their shoes and feel the complex emotions that they're feeling. Even if it's a god that's choosing to give themselves complex emotions. That's still better than Rey Skywalker, who I don't know fucking anything about Rey Skywalker except that she grew up on Jakku as a scavenger and
technically an orphan.
but also apparently a Palpatine. We're not going to explore how she really feels about that ever.
No.
We're never
That's
even going to
too
talk
much
about
work.
it. We're never
It's
going
too
to talk
much
about
work
it.
to add all that into.
We
the
just
story.
want you to know that there's character development that's probably happening.
We're just not going to actually show you
Yeah.
or tell you.
Off
You're just-
screen, in between movies.
It's just going to be implied.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't show it to you, but it happened.
We're gonna
Just
poorly
accept that
write
it
this
happened.
movie in such a way that yes, actually, all of these events happen over the course of what is it, like weeks?
God, I don't even know. They don't even. It's not
Yeah.
clear.
No,
None of that's ever
like,
clear.
But it's like technically it all.
I think it
takes
all
place
happened.
over
Yeah,
the
like
course
I think it's like
of
2
a fair
weeks.
amount of time.
Yeah, it's like really quick.
But the way that they did the movie,
Makes you
it's
feel like it's
like
years, but we don't see any of it. But it all happens so fast.
yeah, so it just seems like it happens over the course.
Undetermined
of, like, a few
amount of
days.
time in between episode 8 and 9. They just imply that she's been training with Leia.
But they don't actually show. They don't
We
show any
we
of it.
show you the end of her training with Leia. Like, we show you the workout just ended, and this is apparently one of many that just happened. And they have, like, a one or two word conversation. That's it. Like, that's so bullshit. Why do people love books? Like, movies are great. People love
Because
movies,
books,
but why do we love
books? Give
books?
you the deep dive. They
Exactly.
give you details, and like they actually are able to tell you and show you
And when
all
you
of the
adapt
time
a book,
and everything that happens within that.
and when you adapt a book, there's two main reasons why people do not like the movie adaptation. And what are they?
Not enough details.
One, not enough details, and you change things. So, what to me that would tell me as a producer, if they were going to adapt The Godfather these days, they would fail. It would never be one of the greatest movies
Sounds
of all
like
time.
a terrible idea.
It would never be one of the greatest movies of all time because they would change things from the book. because they think that it's better, and they wouldn't take the time to just give me scenes where the family has dinner for 10, 15 minutes. It's okay if it's a 3.5-hour movie. They just want to build, they want you to feel, as a viewer, like you're part of the Corleone family. That's so important to when Sonny dies, to feeling Michael's transition into the head of the family. Like, his whole stint. Oh my god. The whole thing when he goes to Italy.
Yeah.
Or Sicily, and he's in Sicily, and the car bomb, like...
That was terrible.
Nowadays,
I did cry
they
during
would
that
just,
scene.
they would just, like, fucking speed run the whole Sicily thing in, like, 10, 15 minutes. That was, like, an hour and a half, if not, 40 minutes of the movie. Just in the fucking middle of the movie, they're like, by the way, Michael's gonna go have this life-changing, traumatic... There's a whole, like, 7-minute sequence where they don't even say any words. They just walk around Sicily. Yeah. And end up in a cafe, and he meets her. And they don't even exchange words. It's all acting, it's all set, and just, like, letting the actors and the actress develop that chemistry together on screen. And then, when her and him, then they actually do a cut to them married, but it feels, like, exciting at that point, because you're like, oh, we watched them kind of, like, fall in love. Then all of a sudden it was like, montage, they got married, they're married now, and he's like, I'm so happy, and then you get all these lines of people like, she's gonna make a good wife in America, and she's trying to learn how to drive the car, she wants to be an American wife, and all that. Like, they would never allow any of that to happen these days in Hollywood. I don't know if they have the talent anymore to do it. It's part of the reason why everybody got so fucking excited for Project Hail Mary, is because we all had a feeling, okay, the Miller is a great screenwriter. That's who penned the screenplay. And so we were all like, okay, that's exciting. It's also based off a book, and we don't get a lot of modern books that people are immediately like, hey, this is actually, like, really good. This could go up against... Not even go up against. This could fit neatly in the Asimovs and the Herberts. Like, this could just... In the Vonnegans. Like, The Martian and Project Hail Mary are just the beginning. I'm excited to see where Andy Weir is at when he's towards the end of his life. Because Frank was around the same age when he started writing. Frank was a professor of psychology. And my favorite book of all time, Dune Part 4, he was like a 70-year-old man. And he wrote that. I'm excited to see what Andy Weir writes when he has been doing this for so long. And he's like, I finally found my series. And I'm just going to take this. Like, that's exciting. So we have, like, this great book penned by an actual screenplay author who's well known. You're gonna get Ryan Gosling in it. Like, oh man, like it's exciting. It excited everybody because, quite simply, we were like, oh, this is gonna be what we used to get all the time from Hollywood. That's what we did. And like, I'm gonna be really honest with you. That's why I keep telling everybody I think it's charming. People are like, oh, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. I'm like, it's not even close to one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's not even close. It's really not. I actually think The Martian's a better film. But you know what? It's the best movie I've seen in years.
In a while. Yeah.
Like, it's really fucking good in an age where I struggle to see good movies. So I don't even want to say anything negative about it. I just want everybody to see it because I want it to make all the money. So Hollywood goes, hey, maybe our old formula of just taking a book and doing our best to adapt the book and the spirit of the book, it's okay if it's a little longer. It's okay because Project Hail Mary's like 2 hours and 45 minutes. Like, it's not. It's a little longer than their standard hour 45, 2.5 hour window. It actually exceeds that a little bit. And you know why Hollywood stopped making 3.5 hour movies? It's such a bullshit reason. This is going to piss you off. You can't show it as many times in a day. So you make less money. That's why they started inputting like it has to be within this like hour 45 to 2.5 hours maximum. Like this has to be your range because this statistically gives us the maximum amount of showings in a day in a theater. And they wonder why people don't go see fucking movies anymore. Because you stop making art. This is art. This is not a product, a corporate product that you fucking turn out mass production style. This is art. And it takes time. And you have to really fucking do it well. And if you do, you make a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, your theaters sell out.
There are corporations that do mass production that don't even make $1 billion in a year. You do a movie well, you could probably spend $300-400 million making that movie. You put it out in theaters, it makes $2 billion worldwide in like 6 months. That's not even including DVD sales, merchandise, the book adaptation. All the Star Wars movies had book adaptations that also sold incredibly well. Like, if you do it right, it's the highest form of art out there. It's film. It just is. Books are amazing, and books are. I look at books as like the cornerstone in which a movie is the house, right? And everybody, all they ever think about is the house. The book is the fucking foundation. Like, we don't get movies without books. Books are the ultimate form of human expression, and movies are like the next level of that. It's like taking it to the nth degree, and we just don't do it very well anymore. The best that I've seen these in the last few years has been from Korea and Japan. They're doing it better than us with our formula that we created in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. They're using our formula, and we still are better at it than them. The money clearly indicates when we do that old formula well, we make more money than they do. We make all the money that they make and everybody else in the world. When we make a good movie, people in Somalia watch it. People in fucking impoverished African countries watch good American movies. That's crazy. The Avengers, like Endgame, was insane. Everyone in the world watched it. Everyone. It was crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they don't do it anymore. And it all starts with taking your time, exploring a character, exploring an idea. So it's like, I agree with what she's saying, and now I haven't watched the video, but I think it's even simpler than she's making it. I don't think you need to be like, okay, so this is like the perfect way to portray a strong female character. Don't worry about whether she's a female or a male. Just write a human being. That's all you need to do. Doesn't matter what their gender are. Just write a human. Write like an actual human with like thoughts and feelings that goes through a struggle.
Yeah.
And it'll be so much better than what we've been getting.
She was focusing specifically on...
That is her niche.
The new age strong female character, which is what she was making the point of was nowadays they're written to be more physically strong, automatically just good at stuff.
Mm-hmm. But see, my point is that already was happening.
Yes.
So I'm not. So like, I think that what she's missing, the part she's missing here, is that Hollywood has been doing this for 40 plus years.
Yeah.
The only reason that there's strong female characters now is because that was the trendy thing. Yeah. Was like, let's make them all women so we can like appeal to women in the LGBTQ plus community and all that stuff. But they've been having this problem forever. Like, this has been a problem for a long time. I would say it goes back to the late 80s. They've been having this problem. They just shifted from big, strong dude to like small woman because they think that that's like the target demographic that they're going after. So it's like I agree 100% with everything she's saying. I just think it's simpler than that. You know, I don't think it's as complex. I think this is a problem that's been going on for a long time.
Yes. The point she was trying to get to was that she has been noticing that in a lot of newer female characters is that some of the key points that make them female and make them like feminine and everything are just being gotten rid of. Like the whole who's making the comparison with like Ripley and the chick from 12 Monkeys because like the whole reason behind why they became the strong female character that they became was ultimately they were doing it for somebody they loved, whether like their kid, their spouse, like whatever. She was making the comparison that
What? Unless she's talking specifically about aliens, who the fuck is Ripley Love in Alien that forces her into being a... Exactly.
Yeah.
Aliens, I agree
but,
with
like,
that.
That's who she was just... She just picked that character.
Ripley was already a strong character. You watched Alien
Yes.
with me. She was already a kick-ass character, and there wasn't nobody in that fucking movie she loved.
She was trying to show the
No
complexity
Maybe the cat.
of Ripley's character. But while, yes, in the first movie, she just already was a well-written...
And she was basically great at everything in that first movie. She was right about everything from the beginning.
Yes.
There's nothing she's wrong about the whole movie. She's smart, capable, strong. She's good at everything. But we don't call Ripley an alien a Mary Sue because we spend time with Ripley and we watch her thought process. I really don't think it's that complicated. It's not about the femininity that isn't being shown. That's not why people aren't resonating with these characters. It's because they're planks of wood. They're not human.
Anyway, those were just the points that she was making.
I do agree that in Aliens, I do really like the mother parallels between her and Newt and the alien mother and the aliens themselves.
Yeah.
That's literally what James Cameron's going for in that movie. That's the whole point of that film. That's why they give Ripley Newt in the beginning of the movie. And they kind of do it in 3 as well, when they give her... I don't want to spoil it. You've never seen 2 or 3. We should watch them. Aliens is amazing. You like Alien, which is great. Aliens is even better. It's really, really good. But, I don't know. Like, I get what you're saying, and I get what she's saying. And that's like, I think from a very nuanced, like, really detailed perspective, sure. One of the big aspects that we're missing from these strong female characters is femininity. I agree with that. I think that's... But I think that you're getting into the minutia at that point. And I don't think that it's even that complicated. Because at the end of the day, you could just write me a female character that isn't feminine, that doesn't want to save anybody, doesn't love anybody. She could be self-serving. She could be a bitch. She could be an asshole. She could be a terrible person. Raging Bull is a great example, the Robert De Niro movie by Scorsese. Objectively terrible dude. Not a good guy. But people love that movie, and they love that character because you spend time with them, going through their thought process, what they're thinking, like who they are. They're human. So I don't think there's anything wrong with making a female character that's butch as hell and super masculine and doesn't want to save any person. Love is not a defining factor in them at all. I still think that character could be widely loved. As long as you take the time to show me how that character thinks. Why do they do the things that they do? Why do they come to the conclusions that they come to? Give me an opportunity to find something about that character that I relate to. Not even as a man or a woman, just as a human being. It's that simple. You do that, it'll be 10 times better than what you have now. Because the problem isn't that they're not giving these women femininity. That would be great. I would love to see that. I also really like seeing women portrayed as women, and not being portrayed butch. I think that there's a time and place for it. But overall, just make them people. That's all we want to see. We have to relate to the characters. If we don't relate to the characters in any capacity, then we're not going to like them.
Yeah.
Take Korra from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Korra ends up, by the end of the show, being really liked by a lot of people. And in the beginning of the show, she was quite feminine. And people really hated her in the beginning because she was just kind of great. She was like really, really buff and masculine, but she was still feminine, and she wanted to go on dates with boys and everything. By the end of the series, she was much more liked. She was just a lesbian. She was just openly a lesbian. She stopped trying to be girly girl.
Yeah.
She just was a lesbian, and it was so much better. And it was better because we watched her go on her journey and kind of realize, like, I just am who I am, and I've accepted that, and my role in this world is so much bigger. And the responsibilities of being the Avatar is tough. It's hard. And I just got to do my best with it. The best season of Korra, she's learning new abilities, getting even stronger, and at the end, she overcomes having metallic poison in her blood, and still beats the guy at the end, and was able to go through into the Avatar state when that's explicitly the whole point of the season, is that when they do that to her, she won't be able to do that.
Yeah.
If you do that without me caring about who Korra is, then that just comes across as a Mary Sue, and I hate it. But if you take the time to show me Korra's journey, and her, learning things, even if she's just amazing at them when she does them, that's fine. That's take Ahsoka, for example. People love Ahsoka. But they didn't initially. People initially hated Ahsoka and called her Mary Sue because in the beginning of Clone Wars, she's just amazing. She just great at everything. But she doesn't stop being great at everything by the end of the Clone Wars. She's still just as incredible at everything by the end. But we have gotten time to walk with her in her shoes and see the inner workings of her mind and how she feels about things. So we care about her as a character. And we don't care anymore that she's great at everything.
But anyway, she was pulling characters from movies for references, and
That's how you got to 12 Monkeys? It doesn't surprise me that Hollywood was like, let's do a 12 Monkeys show, but this time can we sideline the Bruce Willis guy a little bit and kind of make a new female character that really, by the end of the show, can really take the mantle from him? We can't do that immediately because that'll piss everybody off. So we have to introduce her slowly and have her slowly become the main character of the show. That is very much Hollywood's MO these days. Whereas in 12 Monkeys, I think she's just the scientist.
yeah.
I think that's all she is. And she's kind of freaking out the whole time. And Bruce Willis is like, I need you to stop freaking out because I'm already freaking out and it's not helping.
Go, set. Ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. Allen going to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. I'm not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he got... So the shotgun snap to Allen. He finds his man, complete. It's Porter. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 45-yard line. To the air, Allen. Man, it's caught inside the 10. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout
At the 9-yard line.
as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Get it. Cougar knife.
And again, it's Allen. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal.
Hawk 70. Hawk, set, go.
Allen now looks to throw. Touchdown, Cardinals!
Oh, right back in the game.
A great effort there as the first half is winding down.
Here we go. Here we go. Packing and Steve. Ready.
Now Allen. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the... So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
He finds his man, complete. It's Porter. And this offense on 3rd down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And this is back. To throw, it's Allen. Here's Booker on the catch. They find some open field here. He's on his way.
No way.
Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth.
That was huge. 2 plays, 92 yards. Oh my God, and we have the ball back with 2 minutes left. Wait, some idiot. That's
Allen setting up the screen for Miller.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them. Maybe it'll slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now Allen. He finds his man complete. That's Porter. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Here we go. Go.
To throw is Allen. Booker on the receiving end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Here's 2nd down.
Let's go now.
Inside handoff now. Miller. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Still plenty of time and the 2 timeouts. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's Allen. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Come on.
Now Allen. Over the middle, complete. It's Porter. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. A big play here, 3rd and 2. Allen. And that is incomplete.
Oh, boy, this sets up for a huge call now on 4th down because you can try the long field goal, you could go for it, or you can punt and play for overtime. I am so glad, partner, that I don't have to make those kind of decisions. Let's see what they decide.
Oh my God, we have.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle.
Though I don't love that. They went for it.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides. So for the Cards, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
other person's points. And I have to wait my turn, and I have to wait, and I have to wait, and then I can say my piece. But I have to also then be succinct with it, and I gotta let it go. If it doesn't land, that's it. A lot of people want their communication to be like, they don't want it to be real. They don't want it to be a tug of war. They want it to be raise your hand, like, you say your piece, and I'll say my piece. And I don't know, like, I don't think that's how communication between humans works. I've always felt that way. I think if you really want to make a point, you make your point, and you stomp your feet on the ground, and you say, no, I'm going to talk now. And it's sort of a survival of the fittest. That's how communication works. It's a war. It's a battleground. And sometimes I forget that, I'm debating my girlfriend. I'm not even debating, I'm just having a conversation with my girlfriend. And I forget that sometimes. And I go into it like I'm really competing to get my point across. And that's not what you want. You don't want to have that conversation. You want to have, I think this point, and I say, wow, that's a good point. I think this, and you say, wow, that's cool, and that's it. What I wanted you to do was either take control and take over and get your point across because you were passionate about it, or wait until I was done with mine. And what you did was say, damn, he's still going. I can't say my piece. I'm going to shut down. And then start doing other things because fuck it. I guess I don't matter in this thing. And I was like, you know what? I don't have to have these conversations. I don't have to. If you want to shut down and go do a bunch of other stuff and you're just going to stop listening to me because you didn't get to say your point, we don't have to have those conversations if that's how you're going to act. That's how I feel about that.
I thought you were done talking.
I was clearly not when you got up and started walking around and doing all this other stuff. You were
I was
sitting
still
here.
listening.
Come on. I could. Do you think I didn't see your nonverbal communication? And then your shoulders went back, and you totally shut down, and then you just got up and started doing other stuff because you didn't give a shit anymore. Because you didn't actually care what I had to say. You cared about the fact that you got to be like, here's my point. And they weren't even your points. They were somebody else's points. But you were like, I want to say these things. And that was what mattered. And when you didn't get an opportunity to say them, when you wanted to say them, you were done. You were totally done with the conversation. You never engaged with me one time after that. And you just started getting pouty and walking around being like, ugh. And you know what? Like I said, we don't have to have those kinds of conversations if that's how you're going to be about it. I apologize because I forget myself and I get really passionate and I get into it. I start debating and making points and getting very robust about it. And that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. That's why I don't have those conversations with many people. And I definitely don't want to do that to you. So we do not have to have those kinds of conversations. I have to remember that when you do bring up topics like that, it's a gift. It's a gift that I get to even say a piece about a very interesting topic with you. But that's it. It's only ever going to go that far because it needs to be you say your piece, and I wait, and I listen, I respond to it, and I say my thought process on it. And I cannot go too long with it. And I need to know that it's over. It's over at that point. We're not going to go any further with it.
I don't know, like you asked me a question and then I tried to answer the question and you just went, and I was like, oh.
So you shut down. You didn't rise points to it, you lowered under it. I don't want to have those kinds of conversations with somebody that's going to respond that way. Because I know I'm going to do that. That's going to happen.
It didn't feel like you actually wanted to hear the rest of what I had to say.
No, because I heard you, and I understood what your point was, what her point was. And I was like, I hear you. I think it's simpler than that. And I was explaining why. And you just didn't want to hear that at all. All you wanted to do was say her points. You didn't even care what my response to her points were. Because if you did, you would have heard I was responding. I heard you. It was about the femininity and the lack of femininity. You said that immediately. And I said, I hear you. I think it's way simpler than that. Let me give you all these examples. Let me extrapolate a whole, basically essay of thoughts about, what I think's the problem here. And you weren't interested in any of that. You didn't care. It's true. You know it is. You didn't care. You wanted to regurgitate the things that she said to you. And I didn't give you the opportunity to fully do that. And you were like, that's all you wanted out of that conversation. Because if you wanted to play around with thoughts and ideas, or if you were that passionate about, no, I don't think it's that simple. I do think it is nuanced. I do think that's the true reason why people aren't resonating with these characters. I don't think it's that simple. I think it is complicated. You would have said that. You would have pushed back. And I would have been like, that's interesting. Why? But you didn't. You didn't care to. You just wanted to say, well, this was what she said. If I had waited, and you had said all that, and then I had responded with what I had to say, it wouldn't have changed anything. It wouldn't have made a difference, because you were not willing to play around with the thought that I was musing. It's true. That wouldn't have changed anything. I would have felt horrible, actually, after you had done that reaction, if you'd have then sat and listened, and then, responded to what I was saying with, a thoughtful, yeah, I see you, and this is my thoughts on that. Then I would have felt like shit, because then it would have been like, okay, so she was really in this, and I cut her off. But you just shut down. You didn't care. You didn't care at all about that conversation. I asked you, why did you hear about the 12 monkeys? And you were like, oh, great opportunity for me to say, these are the things that I heard about in this YouTube video. Period. Dot. That was it. You didn't want to have a conversation about what I thought about those things in the YouTube video. You just wanted to say what they were. You just wanted to answer the question and move on. And that's not what I wanted. And I do apologize, because I did cut you off, and that was wrong. I kept going, I went on a tangent, and I didn't give you your opportunity. But when given your opportunity, you did nothing with it. Once you did get that opportunity, you did nothing with it. So, and that was a choice, too. That was a choice you made. To shut down and just totally, you don't think I felt that? You don't think I felt you get frustrated that I cut you off? You don't think I felt you completely disengaged from the conversation? Of course I felt that. It was obvious. But there's a simple answer to that, and that's we just don't have to have those conversations. And if we do, I'll keep it very surface level. Like, and I'll say things like, oh, that's interesting. And I'll probably have in my head a lot of thoughts about it, but I'm not going to want to say them because then I'm going to go off on a tangent. You're not going to feel heard, and you're also not going to want to engage with the thoughts that I have anyway. So, what's the point? If I do share them, I'm going to lose myself in the thought, and I'm going to get wild about it, and I'm going to cut you off, and you're going to feel bad. And then there's no scenario in there where I win. I don't get anything good out of that. And this is a problem I have. This is a problem. A lot of people, like Alex, Jesse, my dad, they're people that I do have these conversations with. And they know that they have to either tell me to shut up or they have to be like, Kyle, you're not letting me talk. It's a problem. It's not. It's some. I lose myself in my thought and my point. All of a sudden, I'm on a debate stage and I'm just going. And that sucks. And not everybody can handle that. You either rise to meet it, and we have an incredible intellectual conversation, or you shrink under it. And typically, when people do that to me, I take it as a note not to have those conversations with people. My mom's one of those people. I don't really have these kinds of conversations with my mom. She gets very upset when I go off and I don't let her speak. And it totally devolves into like a, she gets upset. And rightfully so. Honestly, it's like rightfully so. It totally makes sense to me. So it's just better for me that when a topic comes up that I do think is intellectually stimulating and she wants to talk about it, I have to put on the oven mitts. You know, I have to be careful. I have to put on the control collar. Because if I go full board, I'm going to take over the conversation. She's not going to get an opportunity to speak. She's going to feel bad. And I don't want to do that. I want to have an intellectual, stimulating conversation. So, nobody wins in that scenario. So I have to, be really careful when I have those conversations with my mom. And I forget sometimes because we're so close. And you're a really, really good friend to me as well as my girlfriend. I forget sometimes that, I have to do it with you two. Whether or not you want that to be true. Now, I would love for you to rise and to challenge me if you feel that that the point that I'm making should be challenged. Or that I'm not letting you speak. Because you know what it'll do to me? If you'd, instead of being if you'd been like, Kyle, let me finish. I would have let you finish, and I would have been like, you're right, I'm sorry. Because I'm just going up. It's not personal. I'm just passionate. I'm just going. I'm not going to take it personally. Like you did. I want to have an intellectually stimulating conversation. I want you to get just as passionate as I am.
See, and I forget that it is okay with you to be like, let me finish.
Yeah, I mean, don't be mean about it, but be like, hey, let me finish. Bring me back to the ground.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That I can actually do that with you. Whereas, growing up, wasn't really the case.
Mm. No. Yeah. I totally get what you mean by that. That's the worst. That's the worst. That is a reason to shut down. When you are talking to somebody and you make a point, you got to listen to what they say in response. Because if that person doesn't acknowledge your point and build on it or take it in a different direction, if they just sidestep it as if you didn't speak, that's fucking disrespectful. That's some bullshit. Now, if they hear you and they're like, yes, but this, that is not disrespectful. That's not them not caring what you had to say. That's them being like, interesting, this, and this. Your job at that point in the intellectual battleground is to say, I see that, I see your points, original topic, more examples, or relate original topic to one of the points they had. You gotta stand your ground a little bit, you know? You gotta, be not too much, you don't want to be defensive, but at the same time, if you're passionate and you really believe in what you're saying,
Yeah.
tell them that, and just be respectful about it, but be like, no, when we were having that conversation, when I was going, and I kept hitting it because you kept coming back with the same point. You kept trying to say her talking points again. And I was like, I hear you, but I don't agree. I think it's this. Your response should not be, no, but I'm going to say them again. Now we're in a loop. You need to then say, I disagree that it's that simple, and I do think it's this complex because of this reason. And if you don't have a reason, then you should probably second guess why you're trying to disagree with that person, or why you're trying to repeat the talking points. Because if you're just trying to repeat them because you don't feel heard, then you say that. You say, well, hold on, I don't think you're really hearing me. That's huge. You say that to a person, they're going to step back. Okay, I need to really focus in on what they're saying right now because they just accused me of not listening. That's huge. If you're not listening to your debate partner, they can just say, you're not listening to me. You're not hearing me. You've kind of lost at that point. That's huge. So then they have to get back on their heel. They have to really actively listen. And then they need to be able to say, no, I have heard you. You made this point and this point. I still feel this and this. Yeah. And then you can maybe come to a we agree to disagree or respect your opinion kind of thing. And then it can be over at that point. Or you can build on it further, or you could try to find a common ground, or a new topic that is similar, but you could branch off.
That's fair. Yeah. I think part of my problem with earlier was because, you had asked me a very blatant question, and my brain was he's not letting us, finish our answer. Why are we not getting this answer out? It was just, stuck on that, and I was like, I couldn't, move.
Because I heard you, and this is not great, but I made
it was
an
a
assumption.
very predictable. Yeah.
I was like, this is what you're saying. I've heard this argument before. Here is my response to the argument that I've thought of. And that's not really fair to you. It isn't. That's one of those situations where I'm looking for pushback. I'm looking for you to either agree or disagree with me. And you just neither. I want you to either say, no, you're wrong, let me finish, let me explain fully. Or you say, you know what, that's interesting. I didn't think about it that way. I think you're right. I want one of those two options in that scenario. I either want you to disagree with me and explain why, so I can then think about it deeper or engage with it deeper, or I want you to agree with me and then tell me why you agree with me. Like, I don't want you to just agree with me. That's boring. Like, I would never want to have intellectual conversations with a person that's just like, man, you're so smart. I agree. That sucks. I'd be like, dude, I don't even want to talk to you. Like, if you do agree with me, why do you agree with me? What examples do you see that also would back that up? But if you disagree, or you don't feel that I'm fully hearing you, you gotta say that. You know, you gotta like. If we're here and I jump to here, and then you raise a little bit, and then I jump to here, you either gotta jump to here, or you gotta tell me to lower the fuck back down, so we can start going together. Because if you go, if we're here and then I go here and you go a little bit and then I go here and then you go here, we're done. It's over at that point. Like, there's no conversation happening. That's just me going on a tangent and you being like, shut up. I don't care anymore.
That's true.
This is a good conversation.
I heard very interesting thought behind why some women really like their male characters written as a strong alpha type character. And this person was like, I think that maybe they like them so much and they like gravitate to them so much because it is a sort of avatar for the female rage.
Intriguing.
I thought it was really intriguing too, because
It's like an insert.
yes,
Yeah, you can see yourself. Not even see yourself. It's like you can.
it's
God, how do
you
put
are
that?
allowing yourself to express the things that you feel are taboo to express.
Yeah, in a way that you, as like a woman in especially Western society, don't feel is like socially acceptable
Yeah.
for you to express yourself that way.
Yeah. I like, it was just a very like quick little snippet, and I was like, that's
I bet there's.
really
I
interesting.
feel like there's a lot to that. I feel like
Yeah.
they're right in a
Yeah.
lot of ways because it just makes sense. Like, I think there's probably the opposite's probably true for men,
Oh.
right? Like, I bet
Oh.
men love female characters that are like softer and intelligence their way out of situations rather than brute force because the same reason. Because
Yeah.
we're like, we have to kind of like be the man, and sometimes we don't want to be. You know, sometimes like we don't want to be, and it's great to read a character where I don't have to be. I can kind of jump into this person, and this is how they would solve it. And it's like, man, it'd be kind of nice if I could solve like problems like that sometimes.
Yeah.
It's intriguing.
It is a very intriguing thought.
It's very interesting.
I liked it. I kind of agree with it. I think there's a lot of a fair amount
There are
of
legs to it. for
yeah.
sure. There are legs to it. Intriguing. I've been playing for so long now. Like everybody's like computer created characters. Like no one's an actual player anymore.
That's really cool.
I don't have anybody from my initial first season. There's not a single player on my team from the first season. Officially, look at them. They're all like created characters. The computer just randomly generated all these characters. Man,
Interesting.
I'm working on Buchanan. It was my number one. That was my draft pick, 32nd overall. And I've just been working up Sierra, going to be 91 overall. Oh, my God. Buchanan. Yeah, we're just making him good at everything to start.
Nice.
Yep.
What is he?
He's a left tackle.
Left tackle.
Yeah,
okay.
my left tackle retired.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, I need a new left tackle. So that's what I drafted. And what was? Yeah, he was like 32nd overall. Yeah, 32nd. It's like one of the first round draft picks I've ever had. And I have him for a reasonable salary for like 4 more years. So I'm like, if I can just make him really good, look at that, head coach with a historic record. He's loving mine because I am, at this point, a historic coach. I've won 3 times. We are back-to-back champions. I could win this year. I'm a 3 times in a row champion. That doesn't happen. That's just crazy. We're gonna do a Sierra. Yeah, I've been just slowly getting all of his to a 90. I do a hybrid at that point, so we get the hybrid to an 89. So let's see where he's sitting. He's a 91, 90, 89 now. Okay. Super solid. Just keep falling into like good quarterback prospects. I think it's really interesting that I gave Patterson a huge contract. He's an 85 overall. He's a lot younger. I wonder, like, next year is David Allen's last year, and I might not even re-sign him. He's my 2-time Super Bowl MVP, and I might not re-sign him. Yeah. Cause like, he's gonna cost so much! He's gonna cost so much! And he's really good. He's really, really good. Let's try to win another Super Bowl with him, and then let's not pay him $45 million a year when we have Patterson, who's gonna be a 90 overall if I can give him an opportunity to play. He's only 25 years old.
Yep.
You know, he's got, and I got him signed for. I'll have him signed for so long at such a reasonable amount. Yeah.
You hungry?
Not yet. Those were big. Free agent. Big free agent. First time I went out and got like a splash. Got a great free agent. And then I traded for Alonzo. Once we get Buchanan up there, and like I'm just working on him. You know, I do have Callaway just sitting in the wings, but like I just want Buchanan to be good. He's having a terrible season.
Hi, Lindsay. Hello.
Sounds good. You want to make some popcorn? Like that's just awful. Like he's just having a terrible season. But I did start him immediately as a rookie, so he immediately gets a day 1 starter tag. So like his development has been great.
That's good.
Yeah. Just gotta keep winning. So it's like it doesn't matter. It sucks though because there was like against the Jets at least, or it was against the Rams. There was a tackle from the left side that sacked me when I totally had the throw, and I was like, "Fuck, man, Buchanan, I really needed you to not let that guy by right there."
Right.
But this is your first year, you're a rookie, and I've just kind of committed to like I'm just gonna play you every game. I'm gonna play you in every game, even though I have a very reasonable like $2 million guy who's better than you. But you started as a 70, he was an 80. You're a 73 to his 80 now, and you're young. Like you're really young, and you're signed for a good amount of time. Like Buchanan's only 22. Like he's, if I can get him to be good.
Yeah.
The only way he doesn't play every game is if we start losing. gets his reps, but I'll put Callaway in. But we've been winning. Other than that fucking Jets game from yesterday when I got home. That was fucking terrible. Been playing good today, though. I can't believe I won that Rams game. That was fucking crazy. They were kicking our butt. Those two big stops that were to force them into field goals, and then we just drove down and got a touchdown, pouring out, drove down, got a touchdown. And then it was tied, and it was kind of back and forth. Right at the end of the game, we forced them into another 4 and out. We had 2 minutes left to go down and get a field goal to win the game. Like, fuck yeah.
The temperature's outside routinely topping 100 degrees, but we are inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. That sound of the big red siren brings the Cardinals and their fans to action. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. On the 49ers sideline, you get a look at their head coach. His team's had their ups and downs early on, 3-3 through the first 6 games. On the other side, his counterpart from Arizona. His guys come in off what he described as a strong week of practice, looking to put one in the win column in front of these home fans.
The way people handle traumatic events as humans freaks me out. Like, especially women. I'm just gonna say it. Women are crazy. Women will hear about a woman who, like, fucking gets raped and then stabs the guy in the neck with scissors, and they're like, let's learn everything we can about the person who raped her. And let's talk about it forever. And that shit is weird. Okay? That is strange. Like,
Well, the whole purpose of this is to combat the whole what you wore, so you were asking for it mentality.
any person that says you got raped because of what you were wearing is insane.
I'm so glad
Like,
that's how
that's
you see it.
fucking crazy. No, if you get catcalled, or like a guy fucking sexually assaults you, like he gropes you or some shit, there's maybe something to the idea that, like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have went out in like a fucking bra and, you know, basically in a fucking short skirt out in the club. Yeah, you know what? You kind of did ask for it. That dude fucking rapes you? Okay, that person should probably be castrated. Like, that person is the worst person. Like, it's hard to be worse than that unless it was a child. That's about, like, the only way it gets worse. Like, that's one of the worst things a human being, in my opinion, can do to another human being, is rape them. There's a difference between a drunk guy grabbing a girl's ass and fucking raping her. Like, that's insane. That's, like, the worst thing ever. I don't give a fuck what she's wearing. I don't care if she's naked. You can't fucking rape people. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, but there are people, and I came across some of them while I was online dating before I met you, that had that thought process and that
You got raped. You because of what you were wearing?
Yeah,
Jesus
and that
Christ.
you were asking for.
Jesus.
And that's not the man's
I,
fault.
I will say
because-
there's a caveat to it. I will say if my young daughter, for example, put on a skirt and basically a bra, and went out by herself downtown St. Louis in the middle of the night and is walking around, and some fucking horrible human being rapes her, I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna lie to you, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? Do you not understand the nature of evil humans? Have I not done a good enough job showing you that you can't just walk around the world expecting bad things to not happen to you?
Okay, so. Yes.
Should it have ever happened? Absolutely
No,
fucking
it
not.
shouldn't have.
It's a terrible, terrible thing that's happened to you. It's the worst thing that could have ever happened. It's the worst case scenario. But at the same time, what the fuck were you doing wearing that, walking around in a bad part of town in the middle of the night? What the fuck? I hope I raise a daughter who's smarter than that. Also think if we ever do have a daughter, I think when she gets to be 14 or so.
Kids learn judo.
Well, I was gonna say that fingernail paint that when you put it in your drink, it changes your fingernail color. Changes when somebody's roofied you. I think we get her that immediately, and we make sure she's comfortable with using it, so she just knows. So put a flower or something on her pinky before she goes out. You know, just know when you're getting ready to go to the club for the rest of your life, just do a little flower or something, right on your pinky, and just in your drink, every time before you take a drink out of it when you're in the club, especially when you're drunk. Because I know you're gonna go to the club and I know you're gonna get drunk, and that's totally fine. I want you to do that, but I also want you to be smart.
Yeah. I hear that, and I agree with that, teaching kids to be smart about these types of things.
Because the stupid liberal fucking opinion that, that just shouldn't happen at all. We should teach boys not to do that shit is the most ignorant thing I've ever heard. That's like saying I'm going to go up to a murderer before he murders somebody and say, hey, don't murder. Do you think that's going to stop Ted Bundy? Do you think Ted Bundy's going to not murder people if he had a stronger parental figure that said don't murder people? No! Maybe he murders less, and maybe he murders later in life, but he still murders!
There is that, but there is also the lack of accountability that happens, and
I agree with that.
And that
That's
is
true.
something that women especially get so upset about when they try to have these types of conversations. Is that they try to communicate that, while yes, you might be you are a feminist and you and all of that, but it's the lack of accountability that happens when an actual piece of shit person comes up and treats the other one horribly, that the person you expect to step in and
Why are we expecting anybody...
Well,
what are we talking about right
no,
now? What?
the person you trust to have your back
Okay.
just sits there and doesn't hold accountability for the person causing the grievance.
So,
especially when it is that person that is trusted to have the other one's back is a man, and they're not holding the man accountable for being a
Okay.
dick.
Let me say this as well. If I'm lucky enough to have a daughter, I hope that I can raise a woman who doesn't feel like they need anyone to stand up for them. That they are going to stand up for themselves. They don't give a shit If anybody else, they're in a room full of men, and those men are not holding that other man accountable for some fucking heinous shit he said. I want my daughter to not look around the room and go like, I want my daughter to say, that's fucking bullshit. You should be held accountable for that. Because you know what'll happen if she does that? I bet you that room will be like, she's right. She's right.
Yes. And I get that.
That's how humans work. Like, you
Yes.
have to fucking lead. Like, I don't give it. There are so many incredibly powerful women throughout history that have led. Going back 4,000 years. What the fuck are we doing in this Western society where we have women to think that they need men to fight their battles for them? It's fucking stupid. It's bullshit. You are a strong, capable human being. Fight.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna do don't rely on the world to give you justice. Get that fucking justice. Go get that shit.
I agree. Like I do.
Now, you want to have a conversation about the way the courts aren't holding men accountable for rape? That's a conversation I am 100% on women for. Like, women are so right. The courts are fucking ridiculous with how they let men off on rape. It's one of the worst crimes ever. It's bullshit. It's that swimmer, when I was in college, that swimmer for Stanford who raped that girl behind a dumpster, and they fucking just let him off. And the judge was like, well, he's a fine young man. I'm not going to ruin his life. I was like, you should ruin his fucking life. What are you talking about? You raped a woman behind a dumpster. He's like scum of the earth. What are you talking about? That dude should go to fucking prison.
Yeah.
I like to think, though, that, like, a lot of those cases, you'll find that those judges are old white men from previous generations. And I like to think when us millennials are the old white dudes, we are going to be like, yeah, you're going to prison, buddy.
Yeah. But that's part of the frustration now is because that's, like, everyone's like, oh, just wait for the next generation to take over. But it's like...
But that's only going to happen if people in this generation are fighting and advocating for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if we all just sit back and wait for that to happen, then it's never going to happen. We have to fight and advocate for it and stake our claim in the ground that this shit is wrong and it should not be allowed to just happen.
Yeah.
And that's what will create that change. The idea that you just sit back and wait and the next generation will fix it is not going to fix it. The only reason the next generation will fix it is because the people who were younger did make those claims and did fight.
Yeah. So,
And I'm proud to be a millennial because we're the generation that got gay marriage legalized. Like, we're the generation that has fought against a lot of oppression.
that's true.
We're a feminist generation. I really believe that we are.
Yeah.
I don't know how the Gen Z is doing. They're very confusing. They seem to really love feminism, yet they seem way more feminine than our women. It's very odd.
Okay, so back to the whole accountability. Yes, I agree that women do need to learn that they
Yeah, protect yourself.
can stand up for themselves and that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the times, there are...
You would rather, if we had a son, that we would also teach our son to advocate as well. It's not just our daughter should fight and advocate for herself, but that our son should advocate for women too. Right?
Yes. Well, like, here,
Exactly.
let me
I agree with that.
give this scenario. If I am out with a group of friends, and one of them happens to be a guy that I am fairly good friends with, that, like, I feel like I know well, and I would trust them to have my back,
Mm-hmm.
and we're out and about, justify some physical contact. Yes.
Okay.
Like, let me finish.
Okay.
Yes, I would be like, fuck off, that's not okay. You shouldn't talk to me that way. That's not at all okay. Yes, I would defend myself, but I would also be really disappointed
Mm-hmm.
if my friend, who
Yeah.
was the guy,
Yeah.
just sat back and didn't do anything.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
And that is part of the frustration that women have a lot of times when
Well-
it comes to this sort of accountability issue. Because
It's easier said than done, Nelly. You were literally my girlfriend, and you literally were sitting next to me when I was physically touched by a gay man who came on to me, and you said nothing. I don't blame you for that, okay? So I think it's a little critical to blame men for not doing what you didn't do.
that's fair.
All I'm saying is it's easier said than done, okay? In that moment, there's a lot of emotions, and it's very confusing for everybody involved, and not everybody is quick to just be like, you shouldn't do that. I didn't say that. You didn't say that. We were scared. We were freaked out.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for that. So I don't think it's fair to necessarily blame men either. In an ideal world, that's what happens, but in an ideal world, that never happens in the first place, so.
That is a fair point. But that is the point that I'm trying to make, though, is behind a lot of women's frustration with the lack of accountability that they feel is happening with men holding men accountable.
I would like to see the swath of those women put in a situation where their man was being sexually advanced upon by a homosexual man. And I'd like to see what they do.
That's fair.
Because I think it's a lot easier said than done. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of women are frustrated at
like-
the ideal
Yeah.
scenario, and that the ideal scenario isn't happening. When I think that the reality is way more complicated than that, and scarier than that, and I don't think everybody's as brave as they think that they are when faced with those situations.
That is very valid. That is very true. But that's what I'm trying to say is that
Yeah.
that is
Makes sense.
a lot of the frustration that women feel and that men are like, why are these women so frustrated, pissed off at us? That's part of it. That is a very considerable contributor to all of that frustration.
Yeah, men kind of suck. And we've been, like, pillaging and raping for thousands of years. And we're finally starting to say we shouldn't do that. It's kind of crazy that it took us, like, up until, like, 300, 400 years ago to start saying that. It's kind of crazy. And we still do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, slavery only ended, like, 100 years ago or so, right? Not even. You realize, like, slavery didn't even end when the Civil War happened, right? There was Jim Crow laws. The whole amendment to the Constitution that says you can't have slaves doesn't actually abolish slavery. It just says private citizens can't own slaves. The government can own slaves as long as they've committed a prior crime. People...
Is that what they call indentured servitude?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what prison is.
Yeah.
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 That's why we have so many prisoners in the United States of America. The whole war on drugs was just an excuse to get a bunch of people from impoverished communities into prison so we could make money off them and gentrify their neighborhoods. Build Whole Foods and shit. That's true. I just think a lot of people need to remember that we are not very far removed from the barbaric days of humanity. Like, we have made tremendous strides in the last 200 years. Okay? We've also committed the worst crimes humanity has ever committed in those 200 years. So, we claim to be more civilized, but yet at the same time, we've also gotten worse in some ways. I don't know. I think we're getting better. Question mark?
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
It's very hard to tell. Yeah. I think in some ways we are, in some ways we're worse. But keep advocating, because that's how we get social change. So, yeah.
It's true.
Hoorah.
At the end of the day.
I just wish women would stop hating men so much. Like, look, we all agree we suck, okay? But, like, you're not going to change anything by hating us. It's not effective. It's never been effective.
I wish women didn't hate men so much, too. Because, like, with this, alongside this whole massive push of, say, back to strong female characters.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about this before. They take the strong male characters and they just downgrade them significantly.
Yeah.
And they're just
It's almost vindictive.
there. Yeah. And it's so gross.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these female characters aren't even well written.
Nope.
And it seriously
Like,
degrades how good of a story it is. Like, you can go all out, you can do fantastic world building, fantastic visuals, you know, you can have all of your shit on point, but, like, at the end of the day, like what you were saying, you're like, your characters aren't well written in any way, and then it's just like, well, that was shitty.
Yep.
It looked pretty, but that was shitty.
Yep. Take the ballerina, the Anna de Armas John Wick thing.
Oh.
Why can't I just get Anna de Armas as the ballerina in the John Wick universe as another cool assassin? Why does she have to fight and beat John Wick in her movie? Why does that have to happen in her first movie? Do you have to put the male character down and, like, put her above him? Why can't she just stand on her own and be a badass with a complicated past that we dive into slowly throughout the movie? Why does she have to beat that guy? It's not necessary, and all it does is upset the people who love John Wick. And
Because they've taken this strong character, it's very in-depth character, like there's a fair amount to John Wick.
oh yeah,
I don't know his character super well.
have you ever seen John Wick?
I've seen a couple of them.
Stopped being an assassin because he fell in love with a woman, a good woman who's like a doctor, and he fell in love with her, and she changed him, and he got out of the assassin game, which is very hard to do in that world. And then she got cancer and died, and her last gift to him was a puppy.
The Beagle.
And then some fucking dipshit gangsters
Because they wanted his car.
came to steal his car and killed the puppy. And they could have stolen his car, and he probably would have still not gotten back into assassinating. But they killed his puppy. They beat his puppy to death, and then the puppy, beaten and bloody, didn't actually die and crawled to him and died next to him while he was passed out. That's what he woke up to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you start a movie, man. That's how you start a movie. So then when he goes and he just murders 50 guys for the rest of the movie, we're all like,
Yeah.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga Yellow Legs.
book. Baba Yaga? The boogeyman?
She's a witch.
Baba Yaga's the boogeyman, right? Like the Russian for boogeyman. Nelly, I'm pretty sure Baba Yaga is Russian for boogeyman. I'm gonna hold my tongue on the fact that you have a book that was just like, no, yeah, that's the witch. Her name's Baba Yaga. Like, come up with a name.
There is a whole. It might not actually be Baba. Yaba.
Ooh, Baba Yaga is a prominent witch character in Slavic yore.
On chicken legs.
No, okay, so John Wick is kind of the one that's kind of like, oh, I'm sorry. John Wick is not Baba Yaga. John Wick is Baba Yaka.
Baba Yaga.
Which is Russian for boogeyman. Baba Yaga is a Slovakian folklore for a witch.
Yeah, gotta make sure you get those
Spelled different, yeah.
Yeah,
They spell different. Yaka and Yaga.
Yeah.
I always thought he was Baba Yaga. It's Baba Yaka.
Yeah. See? I was prepared to be not correct. I was like, let's check it. Back to this. I could be wrong. I am about a lot of things.
Oh, don't say that. Hold your head high.
But I did like that we checked that because that is very interesting because I didn't realize that was like how close those two were spelled.
One letter.
Yeah.
Yaka and Yaga. Yeah. One letter.
Apparently there's a video game.
Baba Yaga?
Well, yeah. You play as a village girl that goes to find her Baba Yaga's cottage on legs, and you go to like be her apprentice. Be careful how much you shake him up like that. He's been getting sick a lot.
Yeah, it's because he doesn't ever stop eating. He eats until he gets sick. It's terrible. Maybe put you on a GLP-1.
I guess you're really not hungry now since we had popcorn.
I need a steak and egg sandwich.
Ooh, yes. You got butter?
Yes, I got butter.
Sorry. I feel like my college frat boy just came out and like, yeah, why do you have a college frat?
On the ready.
On third down, it's Allen.
There it is. That's a touchdown.
Open man, right
Boom!
side. He's got it.
Let's go!
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. That his second TD catch of the season.
Such a great signing.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and score it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop.
It's
They come out with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball
my
game.
99 overall tight end was going to be hard to replace. Turns out.
The PAT, up and good. And the Cardinals come right back to tie it at 7.
Boom! That's a huge interception.
Oh shit! That's the dump truck that was causing morning. I'm by work. Did you not see the
Sent them to me. Oh, to dinner. Yeah, I don't read them.
I sent them to the text.
Here we go. Here we go. Deputy Lions.
I've had experience.
Allen on third down.
Boom!
And he's into the end
35.
zone.
Back-to-back
Touchdown,
35.
Arizona. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year.
But yeah.
Extra point attempt to come here.
This driving with his
He gets it to go, and the Cardinals will move out to a 14-7 lead.
49ers 7.
driving down 141 and his bucket, like they sit up so high, he took out the entire stoplight from when he pulled onto 141, and then he just kept driving down 141 and kept knocking stoplights over. He took out 6 stoplights, and he made it all the way to 270 and 64 and hit an overpass.
On third down, it's Allen. And that is incomplete.
That's just
Yeah, the news crew was actually parked off the side of the driveway for work. So the guy came in and asked if someone would go do an interview with him about what all had happened, like what it was like to hear all of that since we were right there when it first started happening. And so my
Hold the set.
was like, yeah, I'll do it. So it went.
Let's go.
Came back and was like,
18 Cardinals. Go.
Now Allen on first down. This is caught on that right sideline. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
All I wanted to do was throw it to Ballard, but I saw that he ended up in double coverage. I was like, fuck it.
19 Tiger. 19
Right before I was like,
Tiger.
I don't have any options. Ballard was McCartney was totally open. McCartney's not even
Throwing again, it's Allen.
Oh, that's risky.
That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
There's certain guys, Mike, that have earned the right to make those tight window throws, and that doesn't mean that he's not going to get himself into trouble from time to time, but we've seen throughout his career his ability to make throws that other guys are either uncomfortable or unable to make is a big reason why he's kind of in a class all of his own.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. Allen to throw again. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. No signal, timeout call, 9 seconds left to play in this first half.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Ready. Let go.
Allen gonna throw again. That is
Oh,
caught
no, he didn't get in, and I
and
totally
they'll get it down inside the 5-yard line.
Damn it.
It's 1st and goal coming up.
He needed to get out of
So,
bounds.
halftime here out west.
Damn, that's
Both
3
teams
points
ready
I
to
had.
play
I
on,
should've
so
taken-
we'll do the same as we get set for quarter number 3.
Sucks. Okay, just march down and get the touchdown. Right away.
Here we go. Set. 60.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. A dive and a catch. Incredible.
Ready. Set. Set. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Ready.
To the air on 2nd down. Here's, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down. The field goal unit is out for the Cardinals. The kick is perfect, right down the middle. And the Cardinals will...
His butt was up and he was knocking over lights, and he just told them to fuck off.
Allen gonna throw here on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete.
What? How was that?
That's one he's going to look at on film tomorrow and walk back. I mean, there was enough space there to get the first down. I know the ball takes him a little bit out of bounds, but he's got to get your first foot down, drag the second. That's how they teach it.
To the air on 3rd down. Here's Allen. And that one's incomplete.
Let's go.
Now Allen. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a first down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Come on. Hey. Ready.
They'll go play action here with Allen. Down the field. It's caught on that left sideline. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So, a big one coming for their veteran kicker. This to get the deficit down inside of a touchdown. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. Well, every bit helps as they draw just a little bit closer.
Get it. 18 Cardinals.
Round of the gun on 3rd down. It's Allen. 13 yards on the catch there. It's a...
The shadows on the wall in this. Oh no. Yes! Okay. I am not gonna go for the 2.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The extra point is good. A big one as we are tied late in this this football game.
Really? Third and inches. Oh, they got it. Okay, we're in overtime. Fuck. My God. 4 plays. That's all it took.
They could have tried for the win. Instead, they'll go for 1 to extend the game. He's got it. And the Cardinals add 1 more to their score. A win here for our visitors, the 49ers. They get themselves into field goal range for one final shot. Kicker delivers. They avoid overtime and come away with a 3-point victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.
Would you like me to, in the future, like, feign interest? Because I can, if that's, like, if that would have been better. Damn, man. I should have kicked the fucking field goal. Damn. It's a division game, too, against the fucking 3-3 49ers. That sucks. Puppeteer. In trouble, but I can't bring it near. The better I feel. Oh, you know, the same thing you always do, man. Just get those passing yards, dude. Much to leave it alone. You want to play some Overwatch with me? I'll get you set up upstairs. Do one more. We'll make some food. Baldur's Gate.
on second down. That's over the middle and intercepted. So they're going to take over now at their own 30.
Forever by your side, no matter what I was going through. But now I've never known the things to say to you to help you with
From the gun, Josh Allen.
side.
He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle.
That's another Cardinals first down. A gain of 13 yards.
They'll drop to throw. That one hauled in. It's complete. Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. He's going to be out of bounds, but he will have enough to pick up a first down.
Well, it's pretty clear where the defense anticipated this ball going on fourth down. They did a great job against the tight ends and the wide receivers, but the guy they didn't account for was the running back, and the quarterback sensed it, got it out of his hand quick, and he's able to pick up the first down.
And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. On second down, here's Allen. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down. So it's a win here for the Lions. They use a little home cooking here.
Sad two-game losing streak. If we lose one more game, I'm gonna have to sit Buchanan.
State Farm Stadium. The Cardinals listening for the sound of their signature Big Red Siren, which signals an air raid and brings them out to a sea of red here in Glendale. Straight ahead with a nationwide audience tuning in, it's a Monday night primetime showdown between the New England Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals.
Thank you, Arizona.
Now the Cardinals sending out the field goal unit. From the right hash, 55 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and
big interception, punched in for a touchdown. Snap in this game. I haven't had to play a single snap in this game. Oh, beautiful Cardinals. What a dominant win. Oh, shit. No fucking way. What a dominant win.
the Cardinals fight to a win here at home. And they carried some of that winning football from last game into this contest. Now a modest little win streak blossoming for them, Brock. They've got 2 in a row as they get out of here with a victory.
We do not have 2 in a row. We lost. What are you talking about, game? Every single road back to the shallows. This feeling's weighing heavy on my heart now. Impossible to get back to the start now. Make me feel like I had wings when we could fly away. And you said you make it back someday. But every little thing, every little thing's coming back to me. So hold me up and put me down slowly. I can't stop caving in. I can't stop caving in. Are you coming back to me? Back to me. Don't you wish that I could be? You got me on the end of your string. So pull me in or let me down slowly. Exploit that D-line. Alfonso. Let's have an Alfonso game. You let me in the far too long. You never meant to make you cry, but I made you cry like 1,000 times. But now, here's the part where you find out. When you withhold all these doubts, there's a price to pay. You used to make me feel like we had wings and we could fly away. You always said we'd make it back someday. But every little thing's coming back to me. So hold me in or let me down slowly. Another rush, I can't stop caving in. I can't stop caving in. So are you coming back to me? Tell me who you wish that I knew.
Dating back to their days sharing Candlestick Park with the San Francisco Giants, a foghorn followed the 49ers down to Santa Clara and Levi Stadium, where it continues to blare and let the Bay know it is time for some football.
Yes, you believe in the light opportunity to tie the game. Ooh! Oh, it was a fumble recovery. No! 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 I hate that. I hate that.
Let's go. Ready.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. That one's cut along left sideline. And he's tackled after.
There's a price to pay.
Okay, break. Ready. Pat the 60. Pat the 60.
Allen on third down.
Oh,
He
you
had it for a
dropped
moment.
it!
Great defensive
How do
play.
you
Jarred
drop
loose.
that?
Incomplete.
Dude.
Now the Cardinals sending out the field goal unit. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder.
Oh my God, just hearing your voice.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that gets him back to within 11.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this.
I'm not the only one. I hate to say I told you so. Don't get in careless. And I get better.
Go. Crack all week.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. He completes it in traffic.
Let's go now. Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Catch made. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. The Cardinals are going to use the last of their timeouts. They only need to fall forward 1 more yard. Here's 3rd and goal.
Come on, come on.
They're headed up the middle. And this is going to end behind the line. A great stop down in close. Let's see if they want to risk it now on 4th and goal. Allen setting up play action. And we're going to stay at a 2-score game, Brock. That's incomplete on 4th and goal as they turn it over on downs. San Francisco to the line. It's 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
God, we are struggling in this game. And not for this one. Lives right now.
They'll throw 3rd and long. That's caught for the first. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down.
That's another Cardinals first down.
Don't move on, because I want you back. Oh my God, and we made the 2. That's crazy. And we got the ball back. That's crazy. What a change. What a turn. What a turn of events. What a turn of events.
Here we go.
Allen setting up to throw.
Ballard wins
It's
the
on the
battle.
And he'll pick up enough to move.
And we need the magic
ready.
again.
Viking 18. Ready.
Back now, pressure coming. Has him on the quick hitter. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard...
Cardinals.
Now Allen. Finds a seam down the middle. The stop is made, but not until he reaches that 17-yard line.
Let's take the lead here. Boom.
Allen to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Complete beyond the marker. And he is hauled down right at that mid.
Ready, let's go.
He's back to throw. Looking slant route, complete. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Cardinals get to fly home as winners on the road. And this game, wow, it came down to the final moments where it was their clutch score that proved the difference and set up this victory.
Came out with a 1-point victory. Could have kicked the field goal at the end, but still.
This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the...
Needed that. Needed that one. I did not want to lose to the fucking bum-ass 49ers in this universe. Twice in one season. That was really going to make our playoff odds tough. Oh, hi, Link.
Hi, baby.
Where you been?
I've been up in the country a lot.
Great win. Seems like you had a clear game plan. What made the difference? Oh, man. You know, we just took advantage of what was out there. The guy I drafted! Oh, my God. Buchanan!
Nice.
This is for the fans. This one was for the fans. Look, like, our fans have been looking for us to make a statement that, like, we're back, and that was it. We are getting into playoff mode. That's happening. Guys, I'm going to take a break. I am going to eat some food, watch something with my girlfriend, and maybe hit the hot tub. I might be back. I might play a little bit tonight, play another couple hours, maybe go on another playoff run. We'll see. We'll see.
It could be one big game or just...
Big game from Derek last week. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Derek Turner had a great week, and I think this week he could at least have 2 touchdowns. Take it to the house. I'm not above it. Man, everybody's at 100%. My coaching staff's at 96. They're like, we love you. You know, we got some, just some minor things, but we love you. Oh my God, Atlanta's 10-1. Damn. Damn, those fucking Rams are 8-4. Ugh. Do I get to play them again? Will I get a I'd already win my Rams. Oh, I lost the first one. Damn. Then I won 1-1. Then I got creamed by the Jets. Then I won one, and then I should have kicked that fucking field goal and not gone for the touchdown. If I had gotten the touchdown, we would have won. If I had kicked the field goal, who knows what happens. That was a tough one. You know, hey, we lost, what is that? What is that show? It's a one-score game. We got creamed. One-score game. And then we won one. So we've only gotten blown out once. The entire year. Now, we have lost, you know, some games. But, like, they've all been by one score. Except for that one game against the Jets yesterday where I just got fucking creamed. So I got Broncos, Seahawks, Dolphins, Bills, Bears, Packers. It's a lot of wins on that table, I think. Let's just get into the playoffs. You never know what this Cardinals team will do once they make it into the playoffs. How you doing, Damon? Are you looking like an MVP? Nope. They never want to give you the MVP. They always want to give it to Donnell Roberts. Every fucking year they want to give it to Donnell Roberts. Like, whatever. How's my legacy leaderboard doing? I'm 7th in the league right now. 7th all time. Wow. Stevens, my rival. Stevens better than me, barely. It's okay, if I win one more Super Bowl, I'll be better than you, bud. If I win one more Super Bowl, I'll have more than Andy Reid. I'll have more than Stevens. Like, I gotta win one more Super Bowl. Ugh. One more Super Bowl would be huge, because then I'd have the same amount of championships as Stevens and one more Super Bowl than him. Awesome. Alright, thanks everybody. I will see you later.